Well, today is the 14th of March. It's Mother's Day, and it's also the first anniversary, bang on, 1 year, 365 days ago today, I played my last DJing gig. The Monday, the 16th, was the announcement of the full lockdown, including pubs, etc., etc. So we're a year on. So, what I wanted to share with you today is a piece that combines both those things, Mother's Day and gigs. It's not a DJing gig thing that I'm going to share with you. Obviously, it's a year since the lockdown and I've stopped DJing for that year, but it also means that none of us have had any live performances to attend, or in fact to do. So I haven't done a poetry performance pretty much for a year. I did one short one, alright, somewhere online, but like we've really missed it. I've certainly really missed it. I've missed attending events, and I've certainly missed getting up on stage and doing my bits and pieces. Whatever else about the audience, I always kind of come away feeling better about myself when I've done a performance. I always think it's a part of growth. I think I've said to you before that a therapist once said to me that telling your story is the cure for shame, and every time I get on stage I tell at least a little bit of my story, and therefore it helps me to heal and to grow and, you know, hopefully be a better human being. So I'm going to share with you today a video that was done in April of 2019 when I went on tour. That's a big word now, but I did 3 or 4 different places with a poetry performance piece that I put together. It was about an hour long, and it was about my journey with mental health. This piece is taken from that. It's a piece called Love Is Enough. The video for it will be attached. It was shot in Limerick. I can't remember the name of the venue. Beautiful little art space anyway, and it was part of the Limerick Fringe Festival for 2019. And this is towards the end of the hour-long performance, and I'm talking about how you deal with and get better from and recover from and maybe even cure yourself from a mental health issue, and how, in my opinion, right at the root of that is a need, a necessity for self-love. I spent a lot of my life not liking myself, never mind loving myself. That's due to childhood stuff, but I've managed to work through a lot of that. And this piece, this poem called Love Is Enough, is about that. It's also a poem that I wrote for my mother. I wrote it for my mother for the Christmas of 2016, which means I would have written it in about September, October of 2016, because I obviously didn't write it in a week. And at the time, I wrote it as a gift for my mother for Christmas, and as a, obviously a way of saying I love you, which we were never great at, or certainly I was never great at in expressing, face to face, blah blah feelings, all that stuff. But my mother passed suddenly in January of 2018, and I read this poem with a little bit added onto it about my mother as part of her eulogy. And I realised when I was putting the eulogy together that I didn't write the poem as a Christmas present for my mother. I actually wrote it as a eulogy, that somehow the universe was telling me in September and October of 2016 that my mum wasn't going to be around very much longer, unfortunately. So today is Mother's Day, and I know lots of you, and count your blessings, will be visiting your mothers, and will be giving them cards and presents and chocolates and flowers, and you'll be taking the grandchildren to see them, and appreciate those moments, because you never know when you won't have another opportunity. My mother died very suddenly. There is nobody in the family would have thought that Christmas of 2017 was our last Christmas with us. It was very sudden. It was a huge shock. It took a bit of getting over. I'm very grateful that the very last thing I said to my mother was I love you. It was on the Saturday. She died on a Sunday. It was on the Saturday. I'd called her on the phone, and the very last thing I said to her was I love you. So if you are seeing your mother today, or you're taking the children to see their grandmother, appreciate that moment. Just take a little bit more out of it, just to remember it, because as I said, you never know when it may be your last one. And if you are one of those people like me who are sitting here on Mother's Day and your mother is no longer with you, then you have my best wishes, and you might think about doing something to honour her on this day. This is my way of honouring my mother by reading this poem for you on the 14th of March 2021, just over 3 years after she's passed. And that's it for me for this Sunday. Have a great Mother's Day. We're a year into lockdown. Thankfully, we're starting to see the end of it, and I'll talk to you in 2 weeks' time. I'll leave you with this poem from the Limerick Fringe in 2019 called Love Is Enough. Thank you. Love is enough, after Cliff Richard, for Jacqueline Neil Murphy, not. Everybody knows love is the strongest emotion, that all kinds of people, every woman and man in the world, all dream of living in harmony, and that somewhere over the rainbow, in a wide open space where nothing is impossible, true loving lives forever. Everybody knows that everybody needs somebody to love, that long is the night for the lonely girl, that yesterday's memories linger forever on a mighty lonely man's heartbeat, that going home alone to an empty tomb with empty chairs, you will never know true love waits. Everybody knows that in the bleak midwinter, little things, idle gossip, teeth and two, a true smile mean a lot. Everybody knows in the bleak midwinter winning words, I live for you, I love you forever, there'll never be anybody else but you, take special care of two hearts. Everybody knows when love is in the stars, in a matter of moments we shall be changed, that love and a helping hand hold us together, make every day a carnival day. Everybody knows when love is here, magic is the moonlight, simplicity, butterfly kisses life. We constantly ease along, and the joy of living is ocean deep, and all that matters. How wonderful to know that everybody knows that yesterday, today, forever, no matter what, for you and I, love is enough.